It's up to you, New York, New York.
All right. Happy Friday. It's the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on YouTube. I am your host, Richie, here with my brother from another mother, my co-host, Mr. Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco from the Bronx. Good morning. How you doing?
It's Friday all over the world. Yes, it's Friday. What's up, y'all?
Before we get into the deets on today's show, we're going to be hitting on Deebo Samuel back to the 49ers. We're going to talk some MLB trade deadline rumors as the deadline is steady approaching. The 11th hour is near. And we're also going to hit on Malik Neighbors. Positive sign for the New York Football Giants on the field, running crisp routes with fellow LSU alum Odell Beckham Jr. No, it's not 2016. It's actually 2026. We'll hit maybe possibly on a little NBA. LeBron obviously has been the mega story since signing with Philly. But we're going to start it right here. You remember his retirement, jersey enshrinement earlier this year at City, Idris. You do recall that, yes?
Yes, sir.
Well, check this out. Richard Dorney, the biggest Mets fan I've ever met, my longest standing friend on planet Earth, he won this yesterday. This is what they presented Hernandez. Dorney won a raffle, and his friend who runs the raffle said, "Bro, what if the Mets find out that I have this?" And I quote, his friend says, "I don't give a shit." But really cool, really cool. And if Keith Hernandez, by chance, Mr. Dorney, should come looking for you and work out a deal to get this, if it means something, I don't know. I know a lot of the jocks, they like to give back. You let Mr. Hernandez know that he's always welcome here, because I would love to pick the brain of that guy and talk some 86 Mets. And no, I'm not a Mets fan, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that team was not very polarizing.
That team was very, very. That team right there, yeah. I agree. Dorney, if he reaches out, if Hernandez, Keith, reach out to you, let him know about the show. We will welcome him on the show anytime at his convenience. We'll make time.
And with regard to a different matter, and I'm not going to put your business on Front Street, I just want to say to you, Rich, I'm incredibly proud of you.
Yeah.
All
me
right.
Too. Me too. Big time. Big time.
Moving it along, we're going to start with Deebo Samuel back in the Bay. We talked about this in our group thread, Idris, late last night. Everybody was chiming. Of course, one of our contributors, Ryan Shedd, is a massive 49er fan. Yep. How do you feel about Deebo coming back to the Bay after a failed experience in D.C.?
I think it'll help him a lot, especially with Ayuk situation being as it is. Ricky Pearsall having his knee injuries that Shedd mentioned in the thread. I think it'll help them because he knows the system, he knows the team, he knows the coach, he knows the whole the whole thing about Frisco. So I think it'll help him. I think it'll help the Niners, and I think it'll help him because he didn't have a good time in Washington. So I think it'll be a help. I think it's needed. What type of impact? I think he'll contribute. I don't think he'll be the guy he was before he left and went to Washington, but I think he will contribute. It's going to help a lot.
I'll be honest, Idris, it's going to be an interesting run for the 49ers because I think on our panel, we all agree that this 49ers team is very talented. They're battle-tested. They have a damn good coach, and who really had a scary accident. We'll get hit on that, too.
Yeah.
Glad he's okay. One of the brilliant minds of the NFL and just a good person all in all. But, you got age on this team. You got a lot of solid veterans, but you got a lot of age.
Yes, sir.
But what I like about this is they're saying we still think that we can compete at a Super Bowl level, and we're going to bring back a huge cog in a huge part of our success. Because let's be honest, one of the biggest reasons why Deebo had to leave was because of the irresponsible money that they decided to give to the most ungrateful NFL player that possibly ever lived. Of course, I'm talking about Brandon Ayuk.
Yes.
Now, you got Run CMC, who on any given season can go for 2K or better in terms of overall yards. The guy is just a human joystick when he's healthy. The guy is a phenomenal athlete. But one of the things that Shed brought up, and of course we're going to hit on this in more detail when we get into the West preview, is that these 49ers have to travel all over the place more than any other team in the league.
Wow.
And for a team that's older, it's not going to be easy. But I think the 49ers come from good stock in terms of being battle-tested. They proved it even last year with all the injuries, going into a tough environment of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles and taking care of business. This is a deal with adversity. I think Brock Purdy has proven that he's a lot more than just a beneficiary of having a lot of talent around him. I think Deebo slides into like a number 3 receiver role. He may occasionally run the rock. I love this pickup because it's not the same kind of pressure and expectation where he was like a top 3 player on offense for the team. Now it's more about him fitting in schematically and helping this team and also being a decent veteran voice, because I wholeheartedly thought that going back to the season where they lost to the Rams, that season took a lot out of him in terms of wear and tear and just everything he did. But nobody's going to tell me that this guy is not a team player. And I think it's going to work out well for the Niners. And although the Niners got all these crazy miles to go, I'm picking them to be one of the 7 teams to make the playoffs. Now, I don't think they're touching the Seahawks or the Rams, but I do think they're going to be good enough to get the 6th or 7th seed in the NFC. And if they don't get it, they'll be right at the doorstep missing. But I do have a lot of faith in them, particularly in the regular season. Of course, Kyle Shanahan has the bad MO of not getting it done in the Super Bowl, but we'll start with the regular season. I think they're still a solid team and a team that has to be accounted for.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying. I don't think he'll be the guy he was before he went to Washington, but I think he'll be a good contributor because he knows the system, he knows the players, he knows the coach, he knows everything. So, and like I said, with the issues with Pearsall and with the issues with knucklehead Ayuk, I think it's a real good pickup. Great pickup, no, but I think a valuable one. He's going to plug a lot of holes there.
And another hot take.
Yeah.
Sorry, Idris. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's not going to take much for him to get, acclimated with the system because he knows the system. That was it.
It's a factual point. Last thing on the Niners, bit of a hot take. I think George Kittle is going to really return back to Pro Bowl form, top 5, 6 tight end fantasy form. Now, of course, he misses games every year. He's so physical. He's the kind of guy similar to our boy Cam Scatterbo, or like, I'll keep it on tight ends, like a Jeremy Shockey. He's looking for the contact. But George Kittle's going to have a big year. I think 2 of the older guys in the tight end position, are going to have big years. I think it's going to be George Kittle, and I also think Travis Kelce's going to have a hell of a year in his final act.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to make a comeback. Well, I'm not going to say comeback because I mean he's always been on point, but I think he'll have a pretty good year this year. Yeah, he's getting older, so and the position he plays, like you said, he looks for contact. The fact that he can get up and just get going anytime. I mean, hey, it's a tribute to him how he works out, man. He does his thing. But yeah, I think he'll have a good year. The Niners are the Niners, dude. Because of their coach. I mean, so you can't count them out for nothing, man. Bottom line.
Niners are legit. And even if they're a third-place team, there's no shame in the West being a third-place team because we got the heavy hitters there.
Right.
We're going to move it along to our guys for a moment, New York Football Giants. Malik Neighbors back in the fold, working out with the team, starting up. John Harbaugh was raving about the crispness of Neighbors and Odell Beckham. How do you feel about Neighbors? Do you really think that week one, even if he's on a pitch count, could be a thing, or you still think we're looking at later in the month of September?
I think later in the month. I think later in the month. He's probably ready, but knowing Harbaugh, I don't see Harbaugh putting him out there unless he feels Neighbors is ready to go. So I could see him missing the first game or two, or be on a pitch count per se. Yeah, I think he'll be on a pitch count early, but I think by mid-September, late September, by late September, I think he'll be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, brother, I share your sentiments on that. I do believe that he might not be ready for week one, but I wouldn't rule it out. But having said that, Jackson Dart proved a lot to me last year with a makeshift offense with all the injuries. So,
Yeah.
With a resurgent Odell, you got Calvin Austin, who's looked good. You got Darnell Mooney. You've got Isaiah Likely, who a lot of people believe might be the Giants' best aerial weapon this year, or second best to Neighbors once Neighbors gets all the way going.
Yeah.
I still think this team is capable of playing offense, and if the defense is half as good as advertised, I think we're in for a hell of a game week one against Dallas. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I do too, man. I do too. I think the rivalry we had, even though they're not our rivals, but I think the rivalry we have had, like during the Eli days, I think it's back. I mean, it's early. I think it's early right now, but I think with Neighbors, I think with Neighbors, and because the coach we had, Harbaugh, I mean, that right there just puts you up a level. Coaching wise.
I have to give Nick Sirianni best coach in the division for now because he's been in the division.
Yeah.
But you don't take a backseat to many in the NFC when it comes to head coaching. And John Harbaugh is a winner through and through. So I'm really excited to see how he deploys this offense week one and beyond. Now, of course, the Giants have two really tough tests. Dallas did a lot of work on their defense. And then week two, we get to play everybody's Super Bowl favorite, the Los Angeles Rams. And God, can you imagine if Aaron Donald comes back? I don't even know if that's real. I don't even want to think about it. But him and Myles Garrett on the same defense is just devastating. We'll see. But I'm very much excited about what Big Blue's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm very much excited about seeing what they do as the season gets nearer and nearer. Just to let the viewers know, strong possibility that we're going to be doing our AFC North preview on Sunday. I don't think we're doing it today. I know Ched said that he's got some stuff going on, but we'll give you a definitive answer soon as to when we're going to be doing our next preview. So check out the two South shows. We did the NFC and AFC South, both really good shows. Shouts out Boop, shouts out Ja, shouts out Shed for their contributions on those shows. And we even sprinkled in a little bit of the LeBron James fiasco. Yeah, so a lot of fun. We got the MLB trade deadline coming up soon, Idris. We'll start with our Yankees.
Oh.
We know what we need, dude. We know what we need. We need a catcher. No question about it. Austin Wells hitting about 30 points underneath the Mendoza line. Ali Sanchez cost us game 3 of this White Sox series. I wanted to punch my TV.
Yeah, him too.
Yeah. And then JC Escara, who's down in Scranton. Listen, the three of them don't equal one good catcher. and I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just speaking facts. There are options. You have Shea Langoliers of the Athletics. You have Ryan Jeffers of the Minnesota Twins. I don't think we're going to be in on Hunter Goodman of the Rockies because of the asking price. There's also Francisco Alvarez from our crosstown rivals, the New York Mets. I personally think one of those three will be had. My prediction is it will be Shea Langoliers of the Athletics, as the Yankees have had a propensity for doing business with the Athletics. Former Athletic, soon to be former Padre Mason Miller. I think the Yankees are in on him in a big way. And I think that would be a phenomenal situation if you could put Bednar, who's pitched very well, in the eighth, and have Mason Miller, the all-world closer, taking care of ninth inning duties. I think it would be huge. And I'm sure somewhere in there, the Yankees are also going to try to get another right-handed bat, because this team is depleted in the star production, because you got Aaron Judge on the shelf. You got Giancarlo Stanton on the shelf. You got Cody Bellinger on the shelf. And the fact that we're, 4-3 on this road trip right now? Yes, 4-3 on this road trip. We got 3 against the Cubs before coming home. I still think, despite the last 2 nights of extra inning frustration, the team, 4 games out of first in the East, still in a pretty good position. The reason why I am optimistic with these Yanks is because the pitching has been consistent all year.
Yeah, it's just the hitting, man. We had 2 good days. We had 2 good pitching games until we fell apart. Because we pitched fairly well, dude. It's just we just can't hit the ball, man. We just can't score runs. And Ali, you hit your first major league home run. Hell yeah, you get the ball back, then you come back and blow another game. We need catching, man, and we need more consistency on the bats, dude. We need to go get whoever we can get. I don't care. We go dig up the bones of DiMaggio or the Mick. We need hitting, dude. We need hitting. We need bats badly. Because it's a shame you go up 5-0 and then you just fall apart. Then you got a pitching, you allow 2 runs and you still lose, man, because you only got 1 run. It's like, come on, y'all. And it's amazing that we're still where we are. Because if you played like this last year, we're in last place. So we're benefiting from the AL being weak. And I hate to say that, but we're really benefiting from that, man. It's a shame. Like, come on, guys, let's go. Let's go Yankees, man. So I think we need to get to the trade deadline, man, and make something work, man. I'm pretty sure the A's are selling. They're still looking to move, and they're trying to cut payroll and everything else, So I don't think the Mets are going to do business with us. I don't think they will. But yeah, we just, I don't know, man. I'm just so frustrated with this team, dude. And I think I lost my host. Well, we lost my host right now. He's in traffic right now, so he's probably in the blind spot. But anyway, like I was saying about the Yankees, y'all, we need help, man. The Rays are sitting there. The Red Sox are hot. Oh God, it's insane. I mean, to be where we are, second place in the division, and just up and down, losing streak, winning streak, bad pitching, good pitching, no hitting, blown saves. It's like, how are we still surviving? Because the division is weak. The league is weak. But anyway, let's move on to something else. Let's talk about some boxing until my host get back. All right. Clarissa Shields got a fight coming up next month. It's a fight against a 42-year-old woman with 5-1-1 record who has a world title. She hasn't fought anyone. In her last 2 fights, they were controversial wins. Even the draw she had was controversial. She's from Clarissa Shields. Let me get this out there first. I'm not hating on. Oh, he's back. There he is.
I'm sorry, Idris. What happened was, if I get a phone call, sometimes it takes me off of StreamYard.
Oh, you good? I thought you might have been. I might have been. I thought it was traffic. I figured I got a
I
blind
heard
spot.
everything you said. I was trying to respond, but then that's when I realized that StreamYard dumped me out.
Take it back. Take it back to baseball. I just went boxing until you came back.
All right, no problem. Yeah, so we know what the Yankees need.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy if 2 of the 3 things come to fruition, because when you get back Bellinger and you get back Judge, that's almost like deadline acquisitions.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to get back Stanton. The thing that encourages me, in addition to the consistent pitching, which has been all year, is that when you consider the kind of year that Ben Rice is having, despite not having all that protection in the lineup,
yeah,
I salivate when I think about what Ben Rice is going to do when some of these power bats get back in that lineup. But the Yankees are still not in a bad place. And whether we win the East or whether we finish as a strong wild card, I wholeheartedly believe that the New York Yankees are the best team in the American League once they get these extra additions. And no knock on Tampa or anybody else in the American League, but I think the Yankees are going to go back to the World Series once they strike these deadline deals. I really believe that. Now, on the other side, Philadelphia Phillies, I have a feeling there's going to be a trade going on with the Los Angeles Angels, and I'm not referring to Mike Trout, but the Angels are selling off some pieces that could benefit teams in the NL. The Phillies are one of them. I think the Mets are going to be selling. I look for Freddie Peralta to join a contender, either in the American or the National League. Now, Hunter Goodman of the Rockies, it's very rare having that kind of season at the catcher position would be at a deadline deal-worthy guy, because they have 1 year left of team control. I'm going to call it now, and I hope I'm wrong. But I think the Boston Red Sox are going to go hard for Hunter Goodman. And I think the Tarek Skubal sweepstakes, or, bid stakes, however you want to call it, I have a feeling that the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to end up getting Tarek Skubal, which is going to make it very devastating for the rest of MLB, because the Dodgers are already loaded and they're still waiting on Blake Snell to get back. But that's how I see it in Major League Baseball. I think the Dodgers are still going to add the biggest piece, which I think is Skubal right now. And I would like to see a team like the Pittsburgh Pirates pick up someone else, because I think the Pirates are one of those teams that's dangerous if they sneak in, and they'd be fun to watch.
Yes. Very much so.
Stay tuned. But Yankees, go out and get Mason Miller and go out and get one of these catchers. And let's get us a right-handed bat in this lineup.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
It's going to be all right. I'm telling you. Regardless of the frustrations right now, I'm feeling good about where the Yankees are. But watch out for those Red Sox. I think the Red Sox went from definite sellers to definite buyers, and the Red Sox are very, very much.
Yeah. Yeah, the Red Sox do. I mean,
they don't have Crochet here, former Oakland Athletic, former Red. He basically pitched well everywhere with the exception of the Bronx.
Yeah, but, I think with the Red Sox, the Red Sox
gonna be tough.
Yeah, the Red Sox, man, God, they came out from 13 straight. I mean, they came from nowhere. So they're definitely buying, because they know they're still.
They actually jumped that all the way to 15. They got it all the way up to 15 before losing the second half of that doubleheader.
Right. So
tying a franchise record. The Red Sox right now are a team that nobody wants to see in October.
Yeah, so they're definitely buying. They're definitely buying. And like I said, with the AL being so weak, they're not out of it by a long shot. They're not out of it. So look out for them. As much as we can't stand the Red Sox, but hey, let's keep it real. These guys are playing some baseball, and maybe that manager change was for the better. Because I thought it was a bad idea when they got rid of Cora. But now looking back, you're like, well, dang, maybe it was a good idea. Maybe they needed a different voice in the clubhouse.
And speaking of managerial changes, after the great start that Don Mattingly had with the Phillies, they're starting to level back to sea level, and the Phillies desperately need to make some moves. If the Phillies do it and end up getting to the mountaintop, it's worth it, because a rebuild is in order for them in the next couple of years, because guys are getting old over there, but they do have a chance. And the Milwaukee Brewers, I like their roster, but I still think that and I've said it on a previous show, With the right addition, maybe the only team that I actually think could upset the Los Angeles Dodgers out of National League teams is actually the Pittsburgh Pirates, if they even get in.
Yeah, I can see
I'm
that.
holding tight on that one.
I can see that. Like I said about the Pirates when they play against us, I said they're young, they're fast, athletic. Man, ain't got nothing to lose. You know, and those are the teams you got to watch out for.
And O'Neal Cruz will be back soon. O'Neal Cruz should be back in the middle of August, you know, so.
Hey, he's a beast. He likes to run.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since the Pirates have been relevant, so it's interesting. It's rather interesting. I'm looking forward to this Yankee series against the Chicago Cubs. It's a rare series in Wrigley. Looking forward to seeing how that pans out and plays out. But final topic before I get out of here, before you get out of here, I want to backtrack a little bit on my Philadelphia 76ers prediction. Because after thinking about it, after the initial excitement, and don't get me wrong, they are a much better team than they were when the Knicks swept them out just on paper alone. You know, Jaylen Brown and LeBron James are huge add-ons. But I still don't think they have the proper amount of defense. Now, the Pistons, coming off their 1-seed campaign, dying out in round 2, they still don't have Jalen Duran signed. Now, one would figure that it's going to happen in time. I got a little hot take here. I think the Knicks are going to win the Atlantic. I still think the Celtics and Sixers are going to find themselves possibly in a first round or a second round matchup, probably first round.
Yeah.
I have a weird feeling that the Boston Celtics are going to win a decent proportion of games, despite the fact that a lot of people feel that they're taking a step back. Because Mitch brings a huge amount of credibility on defense. Jason Tatum, you got to think he's going to be healthy now. Paul George, whatever. But, you know, guys like Peyton Pritchard, guys that make this Celtics team go. The thing with the Celtics team is that they have done a phenomenal job of overcoming obstacles and lower expectations. So I actually, after taking a step back, I still think the Celtics are going to be heard from because it's a culture thing there. And I don't think that they're going to fall as far as I initially stated. And I also think that Tyrese Halliburton and those Pacers are going to make a comeback where, and it's supposed to be this way. I think the Knicks are going to run into both Philly and Indy in these playoffs, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think the Orlando Magic, this could be the year where they take the next step. I've been waiting for it. We shall see.
Yeah, I mean, with the Celtics, I still see them top 4, top 5 team. I could see them still being top 2 or 3. Philly, I mean, I'm not saying this because I don't like Philly. I just feel like that team is old, man. I mean, you got Embiid can't play 60 games, man. LeBron, he can't play past 62 games. You know, Maxey does his thing. I think Edgecomb's gonna be he's gonna be a star in this game. It's just, and they don't have a bench, man. And I think Jaylen Brown's going to do work, but I think his game is going to suffer because he has LeBron there and he has Embiid. You know,
well, Embiid is the real X factor. If this dude could actually put together a healthy season, that changes the complete trajectory of what this team can be.
Yes.
But until we actually see it happen,
right.
I have no other choice but to assume that it's going to be much of the same. Now, way too early prediction for the NBA. I got the New York Knicks going back to the finals, this time a different foe. I think they're going to be taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And just to be fair, I'll go as far as saying that the Thunder take back their crown. Just to be fair. There's a lot of time in between. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Knicks do this coming season. It's going to be a hell of a season. And it's going to be a season that's different for all of us, because this is the first time that the New York Knicks in our lifetime are coming into a season as the hunted, as the defending champions. This is a completely different vibe, and it's super exciting for lifers like you and I. And on that note, I'm going to say Knicks in 5.
I think San Antonio's going back, dude. I think it's going to be a rematch. I think the loss of Dort, and I can never pronounce that other guy's last name. But I think with them gone, I think that's going to hurt, man. I mean, they did get 3 second rounders, but we know second rounders are hit or miss. You got to get them like early.
It's not the NFL. It's a lot different.
Right. So, and even last year, man, this past season, they did what they did, but they didn't look particularly well. They played injured teams, and I'm gonna keep it real. They played injured teams, flawless teams, and they didn't look great. So I'm seeing San Antonio go back, man.
You see, there's a different vibe when you're the defending champion because, like I said, you're the hunted. And in last year's case, the Thunder were the hunted. In this year's case, the Knicks are going to be the hunted. But that's what makes it so fun because there's a million ways that all of this could play out. But for Idris, I am Richie. If you haven't already, please make it a point, like and subscribe to the channel. Richie X Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. Check out Big Bosco Productions on Bandcamp.com. You can check out all of my co-hosts' musical endeavors. Check out our friends at the Casual Convo Show. They still doing Monday and Wednesdays, or it's just Wednesday again?
Yeah, Monday and Wednesdays.
Monday and Wednesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Check out The Basement Show, our guy, Mr. Johnny Nast. Check out the Sneaky G podcast, Make It Count. And I think that's the shout outs. Idris, thank you for the improv availability. Announcements to come for our next show, which is going to be the AFC North preview. I think we're aiming for Sunday, but announcements to come on that. Idris, have a great day.
You too, bro.
And one last thing. Dixon 5. We out.
Always. Peace.
Big Nick energy, we ain't playing nice. Kings of New York, ain't no rolling dice. Flexing on these bitches, we the real deal. Ain't no stopping us, this is how we feel. The Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the island of Queens, we ballin' hard. Fulfilling all our dreams, thugging through the hustle. Got that grit and grind in this Big Nick energy, we forever shine. So let them know we rockin'. From the garden to the booth, Knicks in the building, bringing straight up truth. With our heads held high, watch us rise and transcend. Big Nick energy, this is just the beginning.